Good morning, fishers. Today I'm going to spend the day putting the underwater drone down through the Rainbow and Rous Channels in Moreton Bay. So these channels hold a fair amount of natural structure through them. Doesn't always hold good fish, but there's always something interesting in it. So we'll spend the day putting the drone down. Hopefully we capture something pretty cool. Hopefully the clarity's good enough. We're coming into spring, neap tides, so fingers crossed. It's what we need it to be to capture some cool footage. Hope you guys enjoy it. After looking at some spots with very little fish life on them, I come across this rock ledge in 8 metres of water. The side scan sonar showed 5 massive fish sitting close by the ledge out on the sand. It was getting close to the top of the tide and the water clarity was really good, so I anchored up and deployed the Fifish underwater drone. As I came down along the edge of the ledge, I spotted the fish and started to approach them. As I got closer, I could see these were indeed massive fish. My initial thoughts were that these were big cod, but as I moved the drone forward, I started to see the yellow coloured pectoral fins and realised they were actually big Queensland Groper, also known as giant Groper in other regions around the world. Queensland Groper are the largest of the reef species and can grow to nearly 3 metres in length and 800 pounds. In Australia, these fish are protected to ensure the species remains in healthy numbers and continues to do its important role in the ecosystem. Groper are very well known for being very territorial and have been known to attack divers and spear fishermen when they feel threatened. In the past, I've had one charge aggressively at the drone like it was about to eat it, so I was very cautious when approaching these fish. When Groper and cod feel threatened, they open their mouth and flare their gums and gills, trying to intimidate you. They also hate to be front onto the drone, and I assume the lens looks like a giant eye, so they will often try to move side on to avoid it. Being in a group, this would give them an opportunity to do this, and would be my undoing in the following events. As the largest fish comes in at the drone, I soon lose sight of the other fish that were swimming close by. I hovered the drone for a while with minimal movement when all of a sudden a Groper inhales the drone from side on and quickly spits it back out. I always feared this may happen one day and it scared the crap out of me while I was controlling the drone through my phone. I quickly drove the drone back to the surface to ensure it hadn't been damaged, but other than a few scratches, it seemed perfectly fine, so I put it back down to do some more filming. This time I went to a different part of the ledge and spotted 3 different fish swimming away, so I decided to follow them. These fish are humphead batfish, but I noticed one had a very distinct black coloured head. It's not uncommon to see these fish with the odd patch of black here and there, but not the entire head, so this was pretty cool to see. As I turned to follow this fish, I get a surprise when one Groper was right behind the drone and must have been following me. This fish still didn't look happy with the drone's presence, and while I was filming this one, I was hoping another one wouldn't eat the drone again. You can't help but admire these giants, and it's a real pleasure getting so close to film them. After 20 minutes of driving the drone around with the Groper, they eventually got used to it and no longer looked threatened, so I started looking around more to see what else I could find without the worry of the drone being eaten again. I moved to another spot, and due to the tide running out, the water clarity wasn't as good, but I put the drone down and started looking around to see what else I could find. As I came down, I spotted 2 gold spot cod sitting close by a large rock. I noticed this was a home to the cod, as I could see a large mound of sand had been pushed out from around the base of the rock, which creates an overhang or cave for the cod to live in. This is a very common occurrence to cod, particularly around wrecks, and the volume of sand that they can shift with their fins is phenomenal to see. I moved closer to these fish, and they soon showed signs of feeling threatened, with one fish taking off while the other one sat still. It wasn't long before this fish magically disappears under the rock into its makeshift home.